All about fishing with Big Kev. Hey, stay tuned. New toy in the box. Let's check it out. Hey everyone, welcome. All about fishing with Big Kev. Hey, got me a new toy in the mail today. Got me a brand new HDS Live 9-inch graph for the boat. I've been running the FS, Elite FS units, 9-inch. One on the console and one on the bow, along with the 7-inch on the bow. But now I got an Elite 9, an HDS Live 9, 3 weeks ago, and got another one. So my goal is to put these two 9s, these Elite, or the HDS units, put these two 9s on the console. Well, I got to figure that out. I don't know how that's going to work yet. And then Ethernet cable everything together, so we'll see how that goes. But right now we want to unbox the HDS Live unit. Just do that with you folks and kind of show you what you get in the box. And those of you interested, right now they've got a really good purchase plan with these things, and you almost can't pass them up. But right out of the box, of course, you got their eco-environment friendly type packaging that Lowrance does. But these are the owner's manuals, startup guides, and so forth. We'll see what these contain of, but so it's the operator's manual, the installation manual, warranty, and this is probably the most important book I found, is the quick guide. This real quick guide on setting your unit up. So out of all of them, I know us guys don't like to read, but right here is probably the most important book. Then you got a welcome aboard card here talking about their tech support and where to go to get help and so forth, which is pretty good. And here's the most important thing in the box, folks. Decal, right there. That big old Lowrance decal. I'll tell you what, if you're an avid fisherman, you know how important them decals are. That's an $1,100 decal, and they give you a graph for free. That's pretty sweet, isn't it? So you get a Lowrance decal, pretty good size. I'd say that thing's probably a good 20 inches long, a couple inches tall. I'm sure we'll find a place for that baby somewhere. And then you got your actual graph sitting on top of that, or under the paperwork. And sitting here with the cover on it, protection cover. Cover comes off, of course, and then you got your graph. And then of course all your ports on the back, and then we'll kind of go through the graph here in a minute. And then in the bottom, we've got the knobs for the graph. for your mount. So that's those. And then you've got the 3-in-1 transducer. This one was ordered with the transducer. Now, I have this transducer on my boat. My elite units ran this transducer. So this is just going to be a spare transducer that's going to sit in the closet. And somewhere down the road, I guess, me or one of my buddies, Waystars, will have to switch it out. Then you get a little Lowrance decal. So, boy, they've kind of doubled up on the decals on these units. It's nice of them. And then, of course, your power harness. Harness to hook up your power. And, of course, this part of the cable is for the old school NEMA connections that maybe some of you still use sometimes. These are pretty much not used anymore, but they still include it with the unit. Of course, they're cut clean, so they're not being used. But basically what you got here is you got your ground, 12 volt ground, your positive, 12 volt, and then you've got a wake up wire. So this would be like, you could hook this up to your active target and turn your active target on when the graph turns on. And then when you shut your graph off, it kills the flow of electricity out your wake up wire and shut your active target off. Or, you know, the ghost trolling motor, I don't know if that hooks up to a ghost or not, but I know my active target has that same wire. Now, I did read recently a lot of people seem to think you can hook these two together if you're not using the yellow wire, and that's not a good thing to do. Let me explain kind of why I read what I read. So you've got your red positive and your black negative. So that's voltage coming into the unit from your battery. Now, your wake-up wire is actually voltage output wire. It is going out and supplying voltage to something to wake it up to get it to run. So if you want to put you don't want to put voltage into your output wire. So don't ever hook these two together, the red and the yellow. If you don't need it, tape it off and just fold it back and use these two right here. Of course, you get the mounting bracket. Your transducer bracket, metal bracket to put your transducer on. It's pretty solid transducer bracket. You get a couple of these little packets of stuff here. You got some templates, and I'll show you. This is a template you can cut out if you're doing a flush mount. And this is a booklet on your transducer, your active imaging transducer, kind of explaining that. So in the packets, let's see what we got. So in the packet, we're going to get fuse holder for your positive, and you get a fuse. You get some mounting screws. with the washers that come with it, the small washers, little tiny washers. You get a butt connector for your fuse. And then you get these plugs. So whatever port you're not using on your back end, and these plugs are color coded, whatever you're not using, make sure you cover them up to keep the corrosion out. And some of them are kind of tough to get on. But anyway, you know you're going to be using your power. You know you're going to be using, you got 2 transducer ports on this, 1 and 2. Your 3-in-1, I believe, goes to 2. Then you can hook your another transducer up to this as well, like your active target transducer, or if you've got another one. Ethernet, if you're not using your Ethernet ports, and then you got NEMA 2000. So different options there, but they supply these caps, and then we're going to keep any corrosion out of your unit that you're not using on whatever port you're not using. So I mentioned that it has a bezel cutout or a template cutout for the flush mount, so you can pop these outer rings off the outer edge, and then that gives you the mounting holes on each corner to flush mount. And then you can go ahead and just reset that on. It just all snaps in place, just like that. So that's how you flush mount that, and that's what that bezel's for. Also, if you use the Burley Pro cover, let me show you something real quick. So these Burley Pro covers, I use them on my units. So this is the new HDS unit with the Burley Pro cover on it. Same principle, you can see right here, the screws mounted into the back side through that bezel. And if you took this cover off, you'd see nothing but the bezel on there. So with the Burley Pro, that's how that works. So as you can see, we got Lowrance running out of our ears here. This is an FS unit, and here's another FS unit. They're all 9-inch. So, one other thing that came in the box is, I'm not going to open this because I know what it is, but it's all the screws and the hardware to put your transducer on. I'm not going to open it because I don't want to lose them all, but it's for your transducer bracket to get everything put on the back of your boat for your transducer. So I kind of wanted to show you a little bit. This is something really cool. Boat EFX has these. These are straps that keeps your cover on. You see this? It just wraps around. They're elastic. You tighten them up. But it keeps these sun covers on when you're transporting, or if you're on the lake buzzing across the water and the sun covers don't blow off. I use them religiously on all my covers. BoatEFX.com. But anyway, wanted to show you guys, just for those that are curious. So the top unit is an FS model, Elite FS, and the bottom unit's your HDS Live 9-inch. So a little bit of difference, and both are really good. I did a video on the quality of both of them, and I mean, it's just unbelievable how close they are as far as the quality. I think really, I mean, you do get a little more of a high def screen on the Elite, or I mean on the HDS unit, but I'll tell you, your eyes have really got to be good to see the difference. And I think really what you're doing is you're paying for the extra ports and things, and maybe the processor and a few other things that's in the HDS unit. So Anyway, that's kind of the Lowrance HDS Live 9. And like I said, I did the old FS units in the past, and I'm going to try to put these HDS units side by side or somehow get them on my front end of my Lund. But I ain't figured out how to do that yet, but it will be soon, I'll grant you. I got to go pick my boat up actually tomorrow. Had some warranty work done on it, and so I'm anxious to get it back and see what I can do with my new graph. So thanks for tuning in. I think you can still grab these HDS units pretty cheap. I know the 9-inch was something like $1,100-$1,200 off cost, which is crazy great. And of course, you want to go 12 and 16. You know, they're going to be expensive, but they're cutting you a deal on them as well. So, or if you want to go to the HDS Pro, then mortgage your house, refinance it, go buy you a graph. But nah, just joking. Hey, thanks for tuning in. All About Fishing with Big Kevin. Hopefully we'll get you on the water and see some of you folks out there. Winter's setting in, but as long as the ice is off the water, the fish are biting. So hope you all get some great Christmas stuff going on this month. And Santa Claus has been pretty good to me so far. And now I got to make sure Mrs. Claus gets whatever she likes to have. So got to keep peace in the Claus house. So anyway, Merry Christmas to everybody. Take care. Like and subscribe. All About Fishing with Big Kev.